People who test positive for COVID-19 in Hamilton County are now being instructed to quarantine longer because of new state guidelines. The health department says those who test positive should isolate for a minimum of 24 days. Channel 3's Travis Cummings explains what a longer quarantine could mean for your paycheck.
There's no doubt from health experts and the community that this quarantine extension is going to help slow the spread of COVID-19. But it's also going to make it tough for those looking to support their families. That's why state and local agencies are looking to work to make sure those people are financially supported.
I can only imagine this was done out of an abundance of caution.
Tennessee issued new quarantine guidance this week for anyone living with a person who has tested positive for COVID-19.
I think it assumes that in many, but certainly not all circumstances, at least in my opinion, that household contacts can't effectively separate. And so I think that was the reason for the guidance.
While positive cases are reaching record highs in Hamilton County, the county health department is adjusting its policy. The 14-day quarantine process for residents living with an infected person being followed since March will change to help mitigate the spread. Now the process won't begin until the positive person inside their house has completed their minimum 10-day isolation. That could mean, based on the onset of symptoms, patients could be asked to stay home for 24 days. Infection prevention doctor J. Sizemore at Erlinger says it's just one more way to help slow the spread.
Obviously, if you can avoid sharing common spaces with the infected person, I think you're effectively removing yourself from the source, but obviously good hygiene.
But the sudden change will also affect those depending on a paycheck.
Mathematically, I don't see how it couldn't, right? Because there are some of us who are fortunate enough to be able to work from home.
Donna Williams with the Department of Economic Community Development for Chattanooga says they altered the emergency rent and utility assistance program earlier in the pandemic for this very reason. They added a health-related category for applicants suffering economically for having to quarantine or living with someone with the virus.
We're super excited to have been able to do that because we started it in March, and now obviously it's August. So the world doesn't look the way we thought it was going to look when we started.
In addition to this local program, those diagnosed with COVID or providing care for a family or household member, they may be eligible for the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program through the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce. We'll have more information on where and how to apply for that inside the WRCB app. Reporting in Hamilton County, Travis Cummings, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Travis.